What is a publicity campaign?
Videos that will make you master speaking and grow your personal brand.
Publicity is a key part of any marketing campaign, and it's specifically important for small businesses who may not have the budget for traditional advertising. But what is publicity, and how can you create a publicity campaign that will help your business succeed? Publicity is the process of getting your company or your product name into the public eye. This can be done through press releases, interviews, articles, blog posts, social media posts, or any other form of media. A good publicity campaign starts with a plan. You need to figure out who your target audience is, what you want them to know about your company or product, and once you have figured that out, you can start creating content that will reach your larger target audience. Be sure to include a call to action so that people know what to do next and what do they want for you? What do they want from you? What are the objectives of a publicity campaign? Publicity campaigns are conducted by businesses and organizations to create public awareness for their products, services, or issues. The objectives of a publicity campaign can vary depending on the organization's goals, but typically include increasing sales or generating leads that are coming in, creating brand awareness, and gaining media coverage. Who loves media coverage? In order to achieve these objectives, businesses and organizations often use advertising, public relations, and social media tactics. Who should be involved in developing a publicity campaign? Number one, you want to research your target audience and analyze your competitors to develop a comprehensive publicity campaign. The primary function of any business is to make a profit, and the key to doing so is employee management. Organizations have to understand their target audience and develop effective strategies to communicate with them in order to get the most return on investment, ROI. So let's go over what are the key components of a publicity campaign. Number one, create a message that resonates, one that people take to heart. And in order to create a message that resonates with an audience, it is important to understand completely what the audience wants and or needs. Wants are more important than needs. Remember that. Too often, people try to push their own agenda or beliefs onto others without taking the time to understand what makes them tick, because they ultimately make that decision. Once you know your audience, you can craft a message that appeals to their interests and concerns. Be sure to keep your language simple and easy to understand. A good rule of thumb is 6th grade level, because if you use a word or fancy vocabulary that they don't understand, they tune out. And use examples or stories that illustrate your point. People relate to stories. Most importantly, be authentic, be real, and be genuine in your delivery. People can see right through fake sincerity. By creating a message that resonates with people, you can inspire them to take action and do what you want and change their opinion on an issue, especially if they're sitting on the fence. Number two, craft a strong brand identity. What makes a great brand? A strong identity. Crafting a powerful and consistent brand identity is essential for any business, albeit big or small. It not only helps customers and clients remember you, but they also communicate what your company represents. There are many factors to consider when creating a brand identity, such as your company name, your logo, the colors, the typeface, all of these factors. The most important thing is to be consistent with all your branding across all channels so people can associate your colors, your logo with everything. If you're using it in social media or print billboards or television, it all needs to be consistent and congruent. And you have to match your website to your social media pages to your marketing materials. By taking the time to create a well thought out brand identity, you'll be able to build customer loyalty and set yourself apart from the competition. Number 3, select the right media outlets. This is where most people err. So pay close attention to what I'm going to share. When it comes to promoting a business, product, or service, you have to collect and select the right media outlets. And this is what will make or break a campaign. There are a variety of factors to consider when selecting the right media outlets, including the right target audience, the message, and the budget. But first and foremost, businesses should consider their target audience when selecting media outlets. Different audiences respond better to different types of media. For example, older audiences might prefer traditional media, such as newspapers and magazine. I had a client recently named Glennis who sold reinsurance, additional insurance for people who were part of a fire damage recently. And some of the people thought, oh, you got to go on Facebook, you got to go on YouTube. I said, baloney. Let's use traditional media. We first tested newspapers in the local area, put full page ads illustrating what her offer was for these people. She then that ran for 3 days. Then we overlaid traditional radio, not podcasts, radio that went out through drive time. Her return on investment was 8 to 1. That means every dollar she spent, she earned $8 in return. Now, younger audiences may not be listening to the radio, but her audience was 55 to 75. They still like to have print as an option, and they do listen to the radio. Now, online ads and social medias do factor, but understand who you're targeting. Another important to consider is what message you want to send. Each type of media outlet has its own strengths and weaknesses. For my years in radio, some years ago, we always called out the call to action 3 times, without exception. You had to repeat what it was that you wanted them to do next. Call this number. This is before websites. Call this number, 1-800-GET-YOUR-FREE-THING.com is where it went.com. Use effective marketing techniques. Marketing is the process of creating value for a company through creation, distribution of products and services. It is essential for all businesses, whether they are selling a product or service, to understand how to market themselves effectively. Effectively is the operative word. Marketing can be done in a variety of ways, but some methods are more effective than others. Now, some of the tips on how to use effective marketing techniques. Number 1, know your target audience. This is the first and most important step in marketing. Who are you marketing to? You need to know who you're selling to and what they are willing to pay for it. Once you know this information, you can create a marketing strategy that appeals to them. Number 2, use social media wisely. Yes, it's important for everybody today. Social media is a great way to connect with your target audience and build a relationship with them. However, caveat, social media can also be a great tool to market your business, but you also allow it to give information about your business or service and what your products are. Number 3, have an effective website. The website is where people will go and check you out after they Google you. Everybody gets Googled today. And on your website, you need to understand the experience they will have when they click through it. And will they scroll below the fold? If you don't have a website, potential customers will go to a competitor's site and buy from them and give them the money that you worked so hard to get. So also measure your results in order to track your progress and stay motivated while working out. It's important to measure continually at each step and each platform that you utilize. If you're losing weight, for example, you might weigh yourself regularly and keep track of your waist size or body fat percentage. If you're trying to build muscle, you might track your muscle mass or strength gains. Whatever your goal, there are ways to measure your progress so that you will be able to stay on track. How do you measure the success of a publicity campaign? Publicity campaigns can be a great way to get your company or product in the public eye, but how do you know if it's been successful? That's always the question I get. Well, there are a few ways to measure the success. One way is to look at how much attention your campaign has generated, how much traffic has come to your website, how many website views you've had, how many social media shares, how many mentions. Another way is to looking how much it's influenced people's attitudes and behaviors through surveys and analysis, click-through rates, conversion rates. Also, how much money have you made? That's the bottom line. Have you had an increase in sales and profits? That's ROI. What is the cost per lead? Your CPL. So it's been a long road and we've come a long way in this video, but as we finish up this project, it's important to remember where we started. We set out to change the world and we're doing just that. We're just ordinary people making a difference. Use PR to your advantage. It makes a huge difference.